Today, we are going to deeply analyze Leonardo DiCaprio's powerful address at the UN Conference on Climate Change, a speech that not only sounded the alarm on our environmental crisis, but also aimed to create a global response. DiCaprio, a renowned actor and environmental activist, uses this speech to show the truth in our ongoing battle against climate change. DiCaprio draws parallels between the leadership of Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War and the current leadership required to combat climate change. He shares his own experiences of environmental degradation witnessed during his own travels around the world, urging the immediate action to prevent further catastrophe in our world. Though DiCaprio's explicit audience includes the policymakers and global citizens listening, implicitly, DiCaprio also wants to speak to the future generations, presenting a narrative that is both a warning and a call to legacy. The central message is a call to recognize that climate change is a defining crisis of our generation right now, urging for immediate and extreme action to save our planet. DiCaprio's purpose is to wake up the global community. He advocates for a shift in how we address climate change and wants to shift from acknowledgement to now action. One of DiCaprio's biggest rhetorical choices is structural analysis. He uses structure to show the parallels of our current climate crisis with a moment in history, such as Abraham Lincoln's era and the abolition of slavery.
The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present, as our case is new, so we must think anew and act anew.
DiCaprio doesn't just recount history that has happened, but he also aligns it with the present struggles that we're having right now, structuring his argument to demonstrate that, like before, we need to have transformative actions that are necessary to change what's happening in the world right now. Another rhetorical choice that DiCaprio uses is syntax. He uses the description of environmental devastation that he's witnessed in his own trips around the world to not just informative, but a very detailed description to show the readers and the viewers the real tragedy that we're living through.
I've seen cities like Beijing choked by industrial pollution, ancient boreal forests in Canada that have been clear-cut, and rainforests in Indonesia that have been incinerated.
The use of long phrases and meticulous choices of vivid and strong words serve as a way to draw in the listeners into his own experiences so that they can feel the loss and urgency that DiCaprio is trying to invoke in his speech. He wants them to feel how he felt when he saw forests that were luscious to now being incinerated and cut clear. And perhaps one of the most important rhetorical choices that DiCaprio uses is his appeal to emotion. By invoking the future judgment, he taps into the fear of failing those who will come after us.
Now think about the shame that each of us will carry when our children and grandchildren look back and realize that we had the means of stopping this devastation, but simply lacked the political will to do so.
This isn't just a call to action, but it's a warning of the moral reckoning to come if we stand idle. DiCaprio's persuasive speech, through structure that shows historical challenges and descriptive syntax to show the crisis that we're in, and powerful emotional appeal that shows the legacy of inaction, creates a message that's both a warning to the current generation and creates hope for the future. As we reflect on DiCaprio's words, the question still remains on whether or not we're going to do something for our future, or we will be remembered as a generation that chose inaction. In the end, the effectiveness of DiCaprio's persuasive speech lies not in its ability to move us, but to move us to action.
Theresa May, worry about Brexit. We're going to